And for that whole month and a half that I did that, going back and forth to my parents' house and to the university, what my parents actually thought was that I moved back home permanently. What they didn't know was that I was actually staying here during the day in between classes, um, and when I had free time, I would be here in my room, and I was still paying rent. And I just took a lot of the stuff home so that it would look like I moved out because I didn't want to lose this place. And essentially, what I wanted was I wanted their help to get married, and if it didn't work out, the marriage thing didn't work out, I wouldn't need their help anymore, and then I would come back here and focus on school. And I don't want to lose this place. It's a very nice place. I live right next door to my housemate slash awesome classmate and awesome friend. So I mean, it's a very wonderful place, and I didn't want to give it up. So I was actually using my parents and kind of deceiving them and whatnot. But anyway, that took a lot of toll. Because you couldn't take naps between class. I could take naps, but it's just every day you had to drive that far and you had to come back, and it was it's not something that you should have to do during grad school. A move, like I moved back home, and then after this month and a half, after my dad had a heart attack, and I was like, Dad, now that you're back home and recovering, I'm not doing so good in school. And then it's actually my dad who suggested, because he saw how much time I was putting in to him recovering and everything that I was doing during the time of him having a heart attack and recovery, I actually stepped up to the plate, I guess. And I guess my parents saw that for the first time and treated me like something more, and it felt wonderful. They treated me like someone that they depended on, and that felt pretty good. So they were like, you've given us a lot of your time. You probably need to focus on school. If you need to go back near the university to focus on school, you can do that. And I gave my dad a big hug because he's always like pushing me for anything that has to do with academic advancement. But even though what he was going through, he understood that school was where I needed to be. So that was the third thing. Fourth thing was that Sammy, this year they decided to send Sammy to a school in Miami because they thought that would be better. When the school that he has been going to since he started school was Pompano Beach Elementary School, which is three blocks away from our house, which he walks to. But instead, they chose to go to a school this year down in Miami, which was like about 63 miles from our house. And so this van would come and pick him up and whatnot. And so I had to do all the paperwork of signing him up for this class. For the school in Miami and whatnot. Sometimes I would have to go down to Miami to meet with teachers and whatnot. And sometimes I would have to bring him back because the driver didn't, because he was the only person that they had to go that far for. And sometimes the driver didn't want to go that far because of some reason or whatnot, whatever reason it was. So I would have to go pick him up in the middle of the week and whatnot. So that also took a toll. But Sammy's my youngest brother, and there's no way that I would leave him like stranded, waiting there for the van driver and whatnot. I don't know. That school is just very unprofessional altogether. And so also during or post Dad's heart attack, Dad realized that this back and forth to Miami not only took a toll on Sammy because the drive, he was on the van for more than an hour in the morning and on the van more than an hour going back home. And during this time, he would literally do nothing. Like, he wouldn't be, like, kids don't make their time on the bus productive. So it's a complete waste of 2 hours every day times 5. That's 10 hours a week that goes to him just sitting on a seat on a van, and that's on the highway going down to Miami, which the drivers there are just insanely aggressive. So anyway, Dad finally decided, to move him back to the school, the school that was 3 blocks away, and so I did all the paperwork, talked to the teachers, and made that transition back to 3rd grade now. Yes, yeah, 3rd grade, and so I felt much better once he got to that school, because I was like, now he's actually getting an education that actually went to the same elementary school, so whatnot. That's the 4th major event of the semester. 5th one is my car. So about 2 months left in the semester. One day I was going to school, and my car broke down on the middle of the road. I called AAA, took it to the shop. The shop said the transmission's bad, going to cost $2,000 to fix it. I didn't have $2,000 to put in an old car that was like 16, 17 years old. So I was just gonna, so I just sold it to the junkyard and started looking for another car. My friends helped me find a car down in Miami. We went there, checked it out. It was a blue Scion TC, which I named Stacy before I even bought her, which was not good because Stacy was sold the day before or the night before we were gonna go and pick her up from Miami. And I called the dealer, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, buddy, it was sold." And I was like, "I'll pay you more." And I was going through the stages of grief, denial, and aggression, and the such, and finally to acceptance. But should not have named her before I bought her. So anyway, didn't have a car anymore, and then I got depressed because I wanted a Scion TC so badly, even though it's it's stigmatized. That's not a word to be a female's car or a female something car, but that's what I wanted. So I got depressed and whatnot, and also the semester really started kicking up, so I didn't have time to really investigate a car before I bought one. So I've been just using my my motorcycle as a primary mode of transportation, and when I had to go back home to my parents' house, which is 20 miles away, my friends, they came through for me, and whenever I had to go somewhere far or whatnot, like, they always came through for me. And what's stunningly beautiful about the last 2 months that I had to use the motorcycle as my primary mode of transportation is that it, not once did it rain, like, on me. And that I don't know what kind of blessing that was, but because it would have been really depressing if I got wet in that stage, because I think I was emotionally a mess. I was a complete mess, and I'm getting better, but I mean, if it rained on me, I think that would have been one of those moments in life, like where you really want to break down, because here you are, there's so many things going wrong, and it's raining on you as you're trying to get to school on your only mode of transportation, and so I'm really thankful that didn't happen. Just the sheer thought of it actually is making me sad. So I still don't have a car. Now that it's winter break, I hope to get a car before school starts again because I'll be starting clinical in January. So that's pretty cool. I believe that's five. So those are the five major events that have taken up an exceedingly amount of my time. And what is beyond crazy is that with all of that happening and all of school happening, somehow I am here today intact, in one piece. Marriage failure happened. I feel some sort of antipathy towards the way things ended and whatnot, and how no one chose to tell me about the wedding, and the such. But I'm encouraged to find a better life and whatnot, and maybe this other parallel universe in which I am married to her, and I think about sometime really late at night or when I wake up from a dream. Maybe that'll subside, but it's not eating me up inside as greatly as it could be. Dad's heart attack. He's getting better. He's looking forward to retirement. Planning to go back to the country. Planning to start doing all the things that he could never do, like help his brother back home and go back to his community and all this other stuff. So maybe that was needed for him to start making those sorts of changes in life. And not only that, my parents see me as something more now. They see me as someone that they depend on, and I absolutely love that feeling because I want to be there for them as they have been for the 21 years of my life. Third thing was... What was the third? Oh, yeah, I moved back home. So I moved back home, but I'm still here now, and so it's okay. I mean, because I chose to keep this place, and I chose to continue to pay rent, even though when I was supposedly not living here. So that worked out, you know, and I still love this place very much. Sammy's school thing. Now he's going back to his original school, and he's doing well. He didn't have any trouble catching up, but he's not doing exceedingly well, and that's because I'm not home. And sometimes he would call me, ask, oh my gosh, I've been through so much this semester, because it was sad moments when he would call and he would be like, I need help on my homework, and I would try to do the best that I could over phone, and when he couldn't explain it well, Mom would explain the questions, and even when that didn't work, we would go on Skype, and he would hold the page up to the screen, and I would actually take screenshots and try to read the problem that way and help him, and in the middle of my studies and whatnot. And after I got done with helping him that way, like, I always sat back and felt bad because I realized that my youngest brother needed me, and he was getting frustrated with school, and here I was also frustrated with school, and I knew that what I was going through, like, I needed to pass because I'm the one taking out a tremendous amount of loans. I also knew that I didn't want him to be frustrated with school because he's just starting out, and if he has a bad initial start or mentality with school, then that wouldn't be good. And so it was just a very... I don't know, I think I've been through a lot this semester. So anyway, right now he's doing well. He actually he made it on some sort of honor roll. I don't remember what it was, but he was on stage, and I was actually there for his assembly, which is pretty cool because my parents never had the chance to be there for my assembly. Not something I blame them for. My parents worked very hard, so I was definitely understanding. But I'm glad I got the chance to be there for Sammy. And the last thing, my car situation, that is also not as bad as it could have been. I'm so thankful to have my motorcycle, and I have had tremendously, I don't want to say good because it undervalues what they have been to me, but friends that have been there more than I could ask them for, but people left their house to come pick me up and stuff, and then so I know I put them through a lot, but they came through for me, and even friends that were would go to and from school, and if they live near, or if my house was on their way, they would take me there, and so I'm here. I am today, made it through the semester, and also my grades. Now let me pull up my grades on the screen.